Do you remember the Naira redesign policy in 2022 and how that threw everyone in the country into frustration? It was so messy, people even died. And most of us figured out it was a political move, especially since it was right before the election. And if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. Well, hold on to that thought because I'm going to use it to explain a concept called bounded rationality. Hi, my name is Olufolake, and welcome to day 17 of 30 Days of Policy, a series where I help you make sense of policy. Let's get cracking. A question I've been asking myself about the Naira redesign policy of 2022 is that if the goal was political, how did it end up hurting almost everyone in the country so badly? Did the people in charge want the economy to stop, or did they want regular people to be unable to buy or sell things? I think probably not. So, what went wrong? Well, there's a theory that has helped me to really explain is this, and it's called bounded rationality. It's a simple idea that was um, created by a Nobel laureate, Albert Simon, which explains that even the smartest people in charge can't make perfect decisions. That is, the ability to think everything through is bounded or quote and unquote limited. And it is limited in three main ways. The first is that they have limited information. When they were redesigning that policy, they probably didn't know how much cash a small village in Ocean State really needs to survive each day. And these are like missing pieces of the puzzle. The second is that they have limited time. The policy was rushed right before the election. And when you're in a hurry, you don't have time to think about every single thing that could go wrong. You just want to act. Then the third is that they have limited brain power. And this just means that our brains can only focus on so much at once. It's like having tunnel vision. So if they were completely focused on one political goal, they probably did not see the disastrous effects that their policy would have on the rest of the country, right? So now, when decision makers are working with these limits, they tend to do something called satisficing. And let me explain that. If you are starving, you're not going to spend hours on Instagram trying to find the best possible restaurants, right? You're just going to grab the next snacks that looks good enough to stop you from being hungry. So that's all you called you satisfies, right? So you pick the good enough option, not the perfect one. And that's what's mostly likely happened. They needed a quick fix for their political goal, and the Naira redesign seemed good enough to do the job. They were not thinking about creating the best possible outcome from Nigeria, and they were just only focused on their own immediate problem. So the idea of bounded rationality does not excuse them at all, and it's not an apology. Instead, it's a tool that helps us to understand how smart people focused on their own goals can make a decision that ends up hurting everyone else.